So we are in California. This is for the celebrity stylist murder trial for Monica Sementilli. Court resumes later today. And the big question is, will co-defendant and lover Robert Baker testify? As we gear up for court, let's get you caught up on this case. Court TV's Vinny Politan has the backdrop on this case.
My uncle Fabio Sementilli had been murdered in his own backyard. He was stabbed to death. And his wife, Monica Sementilli, was screaming through the phone. They killed him.
Fabio Sementilli was a celebrated hairdresser and vice president of education at Coty, one of the world's largest beauty companies.
I've traveled the world, and I've been so fortunate. I don't deserve any of this.
Fabio Sementilli's life was cut short at 49 years old on January 23, 2017. The father of three was stabbed while watching TV in his backyard. According to court documents, the scene was staged to look like a burglary, but prosecutors say it was his wife, Monica Sementilli, who orchestrated the murder, and her lover, Robert Baker, killed him with the help of Christopher Austin. Austin has pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. Sementilli and Baker were charged with murder and conspiracy to commit a crime. Baker pleaded no contest in July of 2023.
Further admit as to that count, the allegation under Penal Section 1222, Subsection B, Subsection 1, that you personally used a deadly and dangerous weapon, to wit, a knife, in the commission of this offense. Yes.
Baker, a convicted sex offender, was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He says Monica Sementilli, who pleaded not guilty, is innocent.
We are confident that Robert Baker's guilty pleas and his truthful testimony will finally establish once and for all that Monica Sementilli had nothing to do with the planning or the murder of Fabio Sementilli, her husband.
Investigators say their motive was to collect on Fabio's $1.6 million life insurance policy. His death sent shockwaves through the hair industry and his family.
He was a blessing and a positive influence to people around the world.
A hardworking, self-made man who loved and treasured his family more than anything, who deserved better than to be betrayed by the person he loved and murdered in his own home.
Sementilli was known for his big personality and motivational advice. Here he is in 2015 telling American Salon how he would like to be remembered.
I think about this a lot, you know, when you kind of sit in the backyard, and I say to myself, you know, what do I want to be remembered for? Family, my friendship, my real close friendships. And then I think the third is, for me, all the stylists that I've touched in my life.
Now, as we wait for court to resume later today, we do want to play the best unaired testimony that took place on Monday. Detective Mitzi Roberts took the stand for the state and shared a jailhouse call that took place between the defendant, Monica Sementilli, and Robert Baker. This call occurred a couple months after the murder of her husband, Fabio. Take a listen.
Easy. I got some light. They're just moving around. I gotta be able to get this thing to you.
I want to get this to you too.
That's nice. Baby, I dream about you. I can't stop thinking about you. I want us to get married. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we need to get married.
Did you see my ring tattoo?
That's odd.
Isn't that nice?
Yes, it is.
I want that.
Oh, I'm having a portrait drawn up in this week.
Oh, I have a cookie for you. I have a picture.
It's being drawn. It cost me 10 suits, but it's like $10. Yeah, that's incredible. It's incredible.
I got a lot of pictures, but
Have you seen?
Yeah. I thought I was gonna see you today.
I thought I was never gonna see you again.
I wrote to you, and then I said, I'm not. This was last night. It all came out once.
I thought I was never going to see you again. I thought I was never going to be able to see you again. You got to get married, babe. You got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. At least we have a legal plan. You're already married to me already. I love you, babe. You have no idea. My brother kind of hinted that he wanted, he said, you know something, I like you. I said, dude, don't even come to me like that. I said,
My lawyer's still the same thing.
I said, don't ever come to me ever again.
He said he thinks you're gonna make a deal.
Baby, I'll take the blame with you. I know, but I'll take the blame. I'll lock it in. Right.
That's Target. They have a camera at the Payless shows. They have no video of it.
It was? Yeah, I was on it.
The video was only for a month or two.
And nothing on the other one at night too. There's nothing. Only thing is a couple of drops of my DNA, and you explained that already. That he took it or something, or maybe he took it. I don't know. I don't know. Just wait out and see what the edge is.
I'm so scared. I have to stay in here. I'll take my own life.
No, baby.
I'll not stay here.
Don't you do it. Ever do it.
I will not stay here for life.
I'll figure something out. I'll figure something out, baby. I can't do this without you. I can't do it without you. I'll go mad. If you do something, I'll make it don't do it. I'm making, even something happens bad, we can still make our lives fantastic. We can still do it later, even no matter what. And I promise you, I'll do it. I've been doing it. I'm living. We're too special. You can't ever think about that. As long as I got this, I'm working on a freeway. I'll hope the next week or two. I got money on my books, so I can get a freeway with a friend of mine. You call that number, you call. I'm looking at Sundays at 10 as the primary time, and if we miss each other again, I think it's 6 o'clock at night, Sundays. So we call it every week. For sure, the week freeway. I'm working on it right now. It's got to get.
But it's all recorded.
I don't know, but we don't have to talk about nothing but it's weird. That's all I ever think about anything.
Yes, baby.
Everything goes south. I promise you. I'm going to figure a way to just break us out or something. I will figure it out. I will figure it out. Right now.
This woman, every time she goes to court, they're co-defendant as her husband. And when they leave, she says, I want to be on the bus with my husband. And they put her on the bus together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So she see that. She goes out and say, I want to be put on the bus with my husband.
How come last time you were on the bus with me?
Because I'm a black and they never put the blacks with the girls.
I know, don't say anybody.
I am. Well, I may have to change that. Or just tell me to put it in the book. So, because what I do now is when they take me out to search me, I give my envelopes to somebody else. So I never have envelopes on me again.
No, you know what I do? I don't use envelopes. I left them paper, like full paper, and an envelope like that.
Really?
And they just go like this, and they leave it. If you have it in an envelope, they take it.
They do the same me out.
Yeah, me too. And I came back and my bunk was,
Yep.
they didn't take anything. They didn't take anything. They just took all the mail for a few hours and came back.
They took all my mail.
Yeah, they took all my mail, everything.
Yeah, it was a search warrant by LAPD. That's what that was.
And I had something in there.
What?
That thing that I wanted you to flush.
What was it? Don't say it. Damaging?
No, just asking me about it.
Asking me about it?
Yeah. Like, have you seen anything?
Oh, okay.
I don't see anything.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's good. That's not bad. That's fine.
And something about the home camera surveillance system or something.
Yeah.
But
I wrote the same thing.
then why wouldn't we already have that? Why wouldn't my lawyer already know that? If they had those letters.
Well, they haven't got them yet. I told my lawyer about it. That, you know, he got some, you know, I even have cases for myself. That helps me. It helps you also. And but that's the same. He just said stuff like, you know, don't know where the hell I was. Probably at the gym.
Because that's why I said, I hope you were in the area.
All right, we've been listening to this jailhouse conversation between Monica Sementilli and her lover, Robert Baker. Coming up, we're going to have more of this. We're going to play it for you coming up next. You're watching Court TV Live, your front row seat to justice. We're coming right back.
Already convicted for the murders of her children.
Doomsday cult mom is now lawyer Lori.
She's representing herself.
On charges of conspiring to murder her fourth husband.
She said, I can murder you now.
She really thinks she's equipped to try this case.
She appears very sure of herself.
I have real trial experience.
It's going to be a strange trial. We'll see how it plays out.
The Cult Mom Conspiracy Trial. Live coverage coming soon. Only on Court TV.
Did the defendant talk to you that night about anything else other than life insurance? Or was that the only topic she spoke about?
The night of the murder?
Yes.
That was the only topic of conversation.
This was a conversation that you had with the defendant within perhaps an hour, a couple hours of your dad's murder?
An hour, yeah. A couple of hours would probably be generous.
This hour, we have unaired testimony from the celebrity stylist murder trial. The testimony rolls on later today. And this morning, a question remains. Will Monica Sementilli's lover and co-defendant, Robert Baker, take the stand in the defense's case? Defendant Monica Sementilli is charged with murder and conspiracy in the death of her husband, Fabio Sementilli. Through her attorneys, Monica has maintained her claim that she had no part in Fabio's death. This morning, we are playing the best unaired moments from Monday. Here's more of the jailhouse conversation between Monica and Robert Baker.
Because you were with me.
I didn't talk at all. I didn't say anything.
That's what that means.
I was probably in the gym.
The sergeant read it and all of it. Probably copied of it.
Maybe I'll get back to you.
Give me everything back.
Even that letter? Much letter? Then you'll have it.
Okay, give me everything back.
Yeah. Then you'll have it. Yeah, I told my lawyer they took stuff. He said, I told you were going to do that. I'm like, there was nothing there except I love you.
Why didn't they take that stuff?
Because it was a letter. Because remember I told you I gave it to somebody else. So when we went to the thing, I did give it to my boy and say, hold my shit.
Why he didn't come on here? He didn't come?
No, they searched us and they bring us back in the tent and gave it back to me. The search is over, it's done.
Okay.
Especially in that house.
But for me, it's not at Van Nuys. It's when I'm at Linwood.
Oh, they do it at Linwood?
Yeah, when I go back, if I go back with these letters now, now they'll probably let it pass. The last time they took.
Wow.
I tried to rewrite so many things, but they took them again. So that was only happened.
You should get about 2 or 3 more letters. Now, did you hear anything?
Nothing that,
I didn't hear that. I haven't heard it. I haven't got that far yet. Nothing. It just about
nothing really that's.
Because I was shocked and not. You were shocked. We were shocked.
I saw the video of my interview.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. The way I was supposed to.
Yeah, I didn't even answer. I didn't even answer.
He was in the court when I saw him.
Who was the cop?
Yeah.
Oh, that was him. To him as the not burger task force. But he did.
Oh, and I didn't take my ring.
Oh.
They brought it back.
After the picture.
3 hours they brought it back. They took the picture.
Yeah, they took your picture, took all your pictures. They took everything.
All my pictures.
No, they took the ones you drew. That's the thing. Yeah, anything I want to see. said it's a two-part vision. My phone was a brand new phone. Nothing. I gave you a pillow because I was nothing on it.
Yeah. Emails reflected.
2 years.
Like stuff that's not even relevant.
I know. So don't worry. Don't worry. That's not worry about. Don't get upset about stuff you can't control.
I know, but I'm worried.
Don't worry about stuff you can't control. The only thing you need to do is keep my girl tight. Keep your head up. You're not alone, man. I'm with you.
Okay, send me that address that I can write to.
Yeah, it's already on the way. His name is Tim Blackson. Yeah, you can write him there. He knows it's coming. He knows it's coming.
It'll be from Antoinette or Page.
Okay, I'll let him know. Or you can write him. I mean, you probably could write him directly. It would be good. Because he wrote you directly.
Who?
Tim.
Oh, yeah, when I get it,
Yeah.
I'll be able to write it down.
Yeah. So you didn't know. So I'll write down.
I'm just going to send all of these, everything's not going to make sense. It's going to be so old stuff, and I don't want to get rid of them. I'll send them all to you.
Yeah. Well, if there's a way you can still do it, let's still figure it out. Never give up on me. Don't, never.
If this goes bad.
You hang in there. No, you hang in there.
How long? 50 years?
No, you hang in there. No, you hang in there. But then, we need to be legally married. We gotta say it's not. And you know that. But I'm telling you, we gotta figure this out. The tattoo is coming. The tattoo of your face. Once I hit that, it's coming. You're son. But I love you. There's no way coming. That day almost.
No, I've got all the 5 pages plus the top one.
Yeah. So there's more coming. I said there's more. The rest is here. So
You sent it to that name?
yes, Antoinette.
Okay.
Antoinette Page.
Yeah.
So you're a last 3 or 191?
I read that too, but I thought you were writing that as a test to make sure that this person.
Actually, you took your picture. Oh, my name. And this is your name.
We are going to bring in our guest to discuss what we've been listening to so far. Here this morning, domestic violence expert and former law enforcement officer Claudia King. Claudia, thank you so much for being with us today. All right, we've been listening to this conversation. So from our understanding, we believe they're in adjoining cells in lockup, maybe waiting for a pretrial hearing. They have no idea that these conversations are being recorded. What is your takeaway from what you've heard so far with these conversations?
Well, my first takeaway is that you never talk in the jail, no matter where you are, because it's going to be recorded most likely. And it's not happenstance that these two ended up in a location where they could have a conversation. I'm sure that's what the police wanted. The other thing I'm taking away from it is Monica had something to do with this. She is talking about, she answered questions how she was supposed to. They're talking about, running away and getting out of here. This is not the behavior of somebody who had nothing to do and no involvement in the murder of her husband.
And Claudia, kind of talk about this in regard to your background in law enforcement. You would think, obviously you're in jail and you shouldn't be talking, but you think, okay, well, here's this person, he was my lover, and we have this bond. We're now in jail waiting a pretrial hearing. We should be able to have this private conversation with one another. but really, no, you can't. Kind of talk about that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that is a tactic that police will often use is when they need to get people talking, they will bring in somebody that will do that. And this was the perfect scenario to have these two together to talk and discuss certain aspects and give the police more information than what they had. So I know this was creatively and crafted by the police to put them beside each other so they could have this conversation to get more information. So it's never safe to have those conversations. I don't like to give tips to the criminals, but the tip is anytime you're in jail or anywhere, you don't want to have that conversation because it's likely being recorded.
Absolutely.